I love my children very much, and I miss them. One of the most difficult, unpleasant days of my life was when we became, Debbie and I, empty nesters. I remember how hard it was when our youngest son, Adam, left to serve as a missionary. In those days after he first left, I couldn't even walk into his room without feeling an overwhelming sense of pain, and I mean overwhelming. And I wasn't the only one in the family that felt it. We all felt it to a measure. The time that he was gone was wrenching and rewarding at the same time. Only those of you that have had a missionary out can comprehend really what I'm saying. December 1st, 2021, last week, he was coming home on the plane into Salt Lake. I took his sisters, Donnie Jo and Annie, and of course his mama, to the airport to meet his flight at 12:35 p.m. last Wednesday. We were surprised when we walked into the airport greeting room there in Salt Lake and found it full of families all waiting for a missionary. It was a madhouse. We were not the only ones there. Now, as we walked in, Annie, the youngest in the family, gave me strict instructions to film the whole proceedings. We had some difficulty finding a piece of floor space where we could be alone by ourselves. We finally found a section of floor space where we could post up and watch as the passengers came in from the gate area. As we waited, the excitement in the whole room increased noticeably. Finally, there came that fulfilling moment when the first black name tags were seen coming in the distance. They drew nearer, and family members began to shout recognition and greetings. They came through the doors, and family members rushed forward and embraced them. It was so neat to watch. There were 2 waves of black name tags, but still no Adam. One of us quipped, I can't remember who, well, knowing Adam, he probably stayed behind to help clean the airplane. Finally, his 2 sisters saw him afar off. They screamed, shouted, and began dancing up and down. As he came through the one-way security doors, his mother and sisters took off on a run. I could barely keep up and do the requisite filming. I was a little worried that they would run and hit him so hard they would further injure an already wounded missionary. I cautioned them. It did little good. His 2 sisters and his mother grabbed him, hugged him, and held him like they would never let him go. And they wept and wept and wept. Even Adam was crying like I haven't seen him weep since he was a child. Annie, his closest sibling and best friend, clung to him for the longest time and cried and cried. I filmed the whole thing and watched the whole heavenly scene play out before my eyes. And not with just our family, all the families that were there. There was more joy and love manifest in that room than I think I have ever seen in all of my years. As I stood there watching, a very powerful impression came to me. Is this what it's like to die in the covenant family of God? We are taken home to that God who gave us life. We know that. The same sociality which exists among us here, meaning families, will exist among us there, only it will be coupled with eternal glory. We know that. The family and friends who so dearly loved us here will love us even more there and will be waiting for us. We know that. Moreover, they can't come to us. We have to pass through security to them. And oh, what a passing that will be. They're waiting for us. They miss us as we miss them. It took some time, but the women of the family finally relinquished Adam and gave him to me. I cannot say what I feel. But on that blessed day, I was given the gift of a glimpse of just how joyful that family reunion will be for those who have honored their callings here and are released at last to come home to the larger family waiting beyond.